Welcome to Bible in a Year with Scott Purcell. I'm so glad you're joining me. This is a daily reading of portions of the Bible, following a plan that will include the entire Bible in a year. And now, let's open the book and begin our readings. This is the reading for day 97. If your reading is aligned with the calendar year in a non-leap year, this is for April 7th, or in a leap year for April 6th. The Old Testament reading is from Deuteronomy 6, 7, and 8. Deuteronomy 6. Now this is the commandment, the rules, and the regulations that Yahweh your God charged to teach to you for you to observe in the land that you are about to cross over into, to take possession of it, so that you may revere Yahweh your God by keeping all His statutes and His commandments that I am commanding you, you and your children and grandchildren, all the days of your life, and so you may live long lives. And you shall hear, Israel, and be careful to observe these instructions, so that it may go well for you, and so that you may multiply greatly, just as Yahweh, the God of your ancestors, promised you, in a land with milk and honey. Hear, Israel, Yahweh our God, Yahweh is unique. And you shall love Yahweh your God with all of your heart, and with all of your soul, and with all of your might. And these words that I am commanding to you today shall be on your heart, and you shall recite them to your children, and you shall talk about them at the time of your living in your house, and at the time of your going on the road, and at the time of your lying down, and at the time of your rising up. And you shall bind them as a sign on your hand, and they shall be as an emblem between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorframe of your house and on your gates. And then it will happen that when Yahweh your God will bring you to the land that He swore to your ancestors, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give to you large and fine cities that you did not build, and houses full of all sorts of good things that you did not fill, and hewn cisterns that you did not hew, vineyards and olive groves that you did not plant, and you have eaten your fill, then take care for yourself so that you do not forget Yahweh, who brought you out from the land of Egypt, from the house of slavery. You shall fear Yahweh your God, and you shall serve Him, and by His name you shall swear. You shall not go after other gods from the gods of the peoples who are all around you, for Yahweh your God is a jealous God in your midst, so that the anger of Yahweh your God would be kindled, and He would destroy you from the face of the earth. You shall not put Yahweh your God to the test, as you tested Him at Massah. You shall diligently keep the commands of Yahweh your God and His legal provisions and His rules that He has commanded you. And you shall do what is right and good in the eyes of Yahweh, so that it shall go well for you, and so that you may go and you may take possession of the good land that Yahweh swore for your ancestors, by driving out all of your enemies before you, just as Yahweh has promised. When your child asks you in the future, saying, "What is the meaning of the legal provisions and the rules and the regulations that Yahweh our God commanded for you?" Then you shall say to your child, "We were slaves of Pharaoh in Egypt, and Yahweh brought us out from Egypt with a strong hand. And Yahweh gave great and awesome signs and wonders in Egypt against Pharaoh and against his entire household in our presence. But He brought us out from there in order to bring us here, to give us the land that He swore to our ancestors. And so Yahweh commanded us to observe all of these rules and to revere Yahweh our God for our benefit all the days that we live, as it is today. And it shall be righteousness for us if we diligently observe and do all of this commandment before Yahweh our God as He has commanded us." Deuteronomy 7. When Yahweh your God brings you into the land that you are about to enter into it, to take possession of it, and he drives out many nations before you, the Hittites and the Girgashites and the Amorites and the Canaanites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, 7 nations mightier and more numerous than you. And Yahweh your God will give them over to you, and you defeat them. You must utterly destroy them. You shall not make a covenant with them, and you shall not show mercy to them, and you shall not intermarry with them, and you shall not give your daughter to their son, and you shall not take his daughter for your son. For their sons and daughters will cause your son to turn away from following me. And so they will serve other gods, and the anger of Yahweh would be kindled against you, and he would quickly destroy you. But this is what you must do to them. You shall break down their altars, and their stone pillars you shall smash, and their Asherah poles you shall hew down, and you shall burn their idols with fire. For you are a holy people for Yahweh your God. Yahweh your God has chosen you to be for him a people, a treasured possession from among all the peoples that are on the face of the earth. Yahweh loved you and chose you, not because of your great number, exceeding all other peoples, for you are fewer than all the peoples, but because of the love of Yahweh for you, and because of his keeping of the sworn oath that he swore to your ancestors, Yahweh brought you out with a strong hand, and redeemed you from the house of slavery, from the hand of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. So know that Yahweh your God, he is God, the trustworthy God, maintaining his covenant and his loyal love with those who love him, and with those who keep his commandments to 1,000 generations, but repaying those who hate him in their own person to destroy them. He is not slow with those who hate him in their own person. He repays them. And so you shall keep the commandment and the rules and the regulations that I am commanding you today to observe them. And then, because you listen to these regulations and you diligently keep and you do them, then Yahweh your God will maintain his covenant and his loyal love that he swore to your ancestors. And he will love you, and he will bless you, and he will multiply you, and he will bless the fruit of your womb and the fruit of your soil, your grain, your wine, and your olive oil, and newborn calves of your cattle, and the newborn lambs of your flocks in the land that he swore to your ancestors to give you. You shall be blessed more than all of the peoples. Among you there shall not be sterility and barrenness, even among domestic animals. And Yahweh will turn away from you all the illness and all the harmful diseases of Egypt that you experienced. He will not lay them on you, but he will lay them on all of those who hate you. And you shall devour all of the peoples that Yahweh your God is giving to you. You shall not pity them, and you shall not serve their gods, which will be a snare for you. If you think in your heart, these nations are more numerous than I, so how can I dispossess them? Then remember, you must not be afraid of them. You must well remember what Yahweh your God did to Pharaoh and to all of Egypt, the great trials that your eyes saw, and the signs and the wonders and the workings of the strong hand and the outstretched arm by which Yahweh your God brought you out. So Yahweh your God will do to all of the peoples because of whom you are in fear before them. And moreover, Yahweh your God will send the hornets among them until both the survivors and fugitives are destroyed before you. You must not be in dread from the presence of them, because Yahweh your God, who is in your midst, is a great and awesome God. And Yahweh your God will clear away these nations from before you little by little. You will not be able to finish them off quickly, lest the wild animals multiply against you. But Yahweh your God will give them to you, and he will throw them into great panic until they are destroyed. And he will give their kings into your hand, and you shall blot out their names from under the heaven. Anyone will not be able to stand against you until you destroy them. You shall burn the images of their gods with fire. You shall not covet the silver or gold that is on them, and so take it for yourself, so that you are not ensnared by it, for it is a detestable thing to Yahweh your God. And you must not bring a detestable thing into your house, or you will become a thing devoted to destruction like it. You must utterly detest it, and you must utterly abhor it, for it is an object devoted to destruction. Deuteronomy 8. All of the commandments that I am commanding you today you must diligently observe, so that you may live and multiply, and you may go and take possession of the land that Yahweh swore to your ancestors. And you shall remember all of the way that Yahweh your God led you during these 40 years in the desert, in order to humble you and to test you to know what is in your heart, whether you would diligently keep his commandments or not. And he humbled you and let you go hungry, and then he fed you with that which you did not know, nor did your ancestors know, in order to make you know that not by bread alone, but by all that goes out from the mouth of Yahweh, humankind shall live. Your clothing did not wear out on you, and your feet did not swell during these 40 years. And you should know with your heart that as a man disciplines his son, so Yahweh your God is disciplining you. So you must keep the commandments of Yahweh your God by walking in his ways and by fearing him. For Yahweh your God is bringing you to a good land with streams of water, springs and underground water, welling up in the valleys and in the hills, to a land of wheat and barley and vines and fig trees and pomegranate trees, a land of olive trees, olive oil and honey, to a land where you may eat food in it without scarcity. You will not find anything lacking in it, a land where its stones are iron, and from its mountains you can mine copper. And you will eat, and you will be satisfied, and you will bless Yahweh your God because of the good land that he has given to you. Take care for yourself, so that you not forget Yahweh your God by not keeping his commandments and his regulations and his statutes that I am commanding you today. Lest, when you have eaten and you are satisfied, and you have built good houses and you live in them, and your herds and your flocks have multiplied, and you have accumulated silver and gold, and all that you have has multiplied, then your heart becomes proud, and you forget Yahweh your God, the one who brought you out from the land of Egypt, from the house of slavery, the one leading you in the great and terrible desert infested with dangerous snakes and scorpions and parched ground where there is no water, and the one bringing out water for you from flint rock, the one feeding you manna in the desert, food that your ancestors did not know, in order to humble you and in order to test you, so that he could do good to you in the future. And you may think in your heart, my strength and the might of my hand acquired this wealth for me. But you must remember Yahweh your God, for he is the one giving you strength to acquire wealth, in order to confirm his covenant that he swore to your ancestors, as it is today. And it will happen that if you indeed forget Yahweh your God, and you go after other gods, and you serve them, and you bow down before them, I warn you today that you will surely perish. As with the nations that Yahweh is destroying before you, so you shall perish because you would not obey the voice of Yahweh your God. The New Testament reading is from Luke chapter 11, verses 33 through 54. Luke 11:33. No one, after lighting a lamp, puts it in a cellar or under a bushel basket, but on a lampstand, so that those who come in can see the light. Your eye is the lamp of the body. When your eye is sincere, your whole body is full of light also. but when it is evil, your body is dark also. Therefore, pay attention that the light in you is not darkness. If therefore your whole body is full of light, not having any dark part, it will be completely full of light, as when the lamp with its light gives light to you. And as he was speaking, a Pharisee asked him to have a meal with him, and he went in and reclined at table. And the Pharisee, when he saw it, was astonished that he did not first wash before the meal. But the Lord said to him, Now you Pharisees cleanse the outside of the cup and of the dish, but your inside is full of greediness and wickedness. Fools! Did not the one who made the outside make the inside also? But give as charitable giving the things that are within, and behold, everything is clean for you. But woe to you, Pharisees, because you pay a tenth of mint and rue and every garden herb, and neglect justice and love for God. But it was necessary to do these things without neglecting those things also. Woe to you, Pharisees, because you love the best seat in the synagogues and the greetings in the marketplaces. Woe to you, because you are like unmarked graves, and the people who walk over them do not know it. And one of the legal experts answered and said to him, Teacher, when you say these things, you insult us also. So he said, Woe to you also, legal experts, because you load people with burdens hard to bear, and you yourselves do not touch the burdens with one of your fingers. Woe to you, because you build the tombs of the prophets, and your fathers killed them. As a result, you are witnesses, and you approve of the deeds of your fathers, because they killed them, and you build their tombs. For this reason also the wisdom of God said, I will send to them prophets and apostles, and some of them they will kill and persecute, so that the blood of all the prophets that has been shed from the foundation of the world may be required of this generation, from the blood of Abel to the blood of Zechariah, who perished between the altar and the temple building. Yes, I tell you, it will be required of this generation. Woe to you, legal experts, because you have taken away the key to knowledge. You did not enter yourselves, and you hindered those who were entering. And when he departed from there, the scribes and Pharisees began to be terribly hostile, and to question him closely about many things, plotting to catch him with reference to something he might say. The wisdom literature reading is from Psalm 42, verses 1 through 6. Psalm 42. For the music director, a maskil of the sons of Korah. As a deer longs for streams of water, so my soul longs for you, O God. My soul thirsts for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? My tears have been my food day and night, while they say to me all day long, Where is your God? These I remember, and I pour out my soul within me, that I would go with the multitude. I led them in procession to the house of God, with a voice of rejoicing and thanksgiving, a crowd celebrating a festival. Why are you in despair, O my soul, and disturbed within me? Hope in God, because I will again praise Him for the salvation of His presence. O my God, within me my soul is in despair. Therefore I remember you from the land of Jordan, and the heights of Hermon, from the mountain of Mizar. This concludes the reading for day 97. Thank you for listening. These daily readings are made possible by your generous support of the Global Outreach Ministry of Scott Purcell. To partner with us and enable this work and others like it, please visit huttobible.com/give and select Go Pastor Support from the fund list. You can also sign up for ministry updates at scott-purcell.epistle.org www.shema.com/subscribe. Both of those links can be found in the podcast description. Thank you for helping us share God's Word.